Good morning. Hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Happy International Women's Day as well. I am so glad to be back in San Francisco. It's a beautiful weekend here, and it's going to look like it's looking like another beautiful sunny Sunday. Um, so I'm so excited about this week. I have a lot of alignments, I feel like, coming through with this theme. So we're now into the second portion of this 10-week series. So the last 5 weeks, and that is focused on the niyamas, which are all internal principles. Thinking about the yamas and the niyamas, external versus internal, it almost feels like you have to do the internal work first before you can serve others. But in this framework, we talk about the yamas first, the external ways that we can contribute to society, and then now we're moving back towards the internal. This first niyama today is Saucha, or cleanliness, clarity, purity, whatever you want to use, whatever word you want to use to describe it. But basically, I'm going to turn on some light. Basically, Saucha refers more to like the old purpose of yoga asana in particular about purification. So if you look at one of the sacred texts, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, a lot of the postures were more meditation. There were balance poses, and then also purification, like twists, or the one that my teacher always talked about and that I always think about is Mayurasana, which is peacock pose, where you're kind of digging your elbows into your belly and allowing for excavation. So lots of like sort of detoxy poses. And that was really meant to clarify the body or purify the body in preparation for meditation. So you had a little bit more space in your mind, space in your bowels, space to really be at ease for an extended period of time. What does it mean in the daily life? So, Saucha, cleanliness, I am very much a believer in having like a clean, organized space. I am a Virgo, but I also tend to kind of feel like I can start my prep work or start my actual task only after I clean beforehand, right? So making sure that this space was clear of clutter before we went live today, making sure that you have ample space to move and to focus on your own practice. Like that's all very important. And then frankly, like, the way that we consume things. We talked about this in past weeks, but a lot of the purification, a lot of the purity that you get from this experience, this yoga journey, is that you start to make better choices. It's not always the case. I certainly like French fries. I had some last night, and I like to have a libation here and there. But ultimately, it has guided me. This whole journey of my yoga practice has guided me to choose better. So maybe I'm eating more plant-based foods. I mean, I certainly am. I don't really cook meat at home. I might have it out on occasion. There's certain things that you just won't eat because you know better, right? It's all of this stuff. So I'm not projecting and saying that you have to follow this path, but for me, in my experience, I've followed Saucha, or cleanliness, by choosing to eat a little bit cleaner over time. And again, like I'm a householder yogi, just like a lot of you. I do like chocolate. I do like cookies. I do like things that are nice and sweet, but of course, everything in moderation. Like we talked about in brahmacharya, I'm not even sure I use that word, but a lot of the abstinence comes from moderation, just like choosing sometimes to have an indulgence and then also knowing when it's like kind of too much, right? So I guess that there's three facets of Saucha, cleanliness. Saucha can be actually purifying the body, cleaning the clutter, decluttering, clearing your space, cleaning up, and then also feeling like you are clean for the day, right? Like clear of your clutter in your mind. It's not that you have to empty your mind, but it's also that you want to feel a little bit more spacious, perhaps. And so not feeling so bombarded with, say, like notifications or a constant stream of information. You want to be able to have a little bit more of a clarity. That's kind of what we're going for. So it's in the space, it's in the internal space, it's in the space in your head, right? Now, having talked about Saucha cleanliness, it is also International Women's Day. It's also one of my teachers, Judith's birthday. I'll have to message her later. So this day is a good celebration of women. I have the distinct pleasure to go to an event with my sorority alumni group today. It's called Founders Day, and I have only been to one, and it was 20 years ago in Syracuse, New York. And now I get to go to the event in Berkeley as an alum and be with the sisterhood. The community that we have built here is really special. And I'm so honored that we have found each other and that I get to be a part of it. So we get to celebrate our sisterhood and celebrate women today. But because we are a service-oriented organization, we also give back to specifically Service for Sight. There's a local organization here called Lighthouse for the Blind that we volunteered with and gotten involved with, but the overall philanthropic sleeve or arm of the fraternity that I'm a part of is Service for Sight. I thought about, honoring that and donating to a Service for Sight, but because I want to stay with the kind of female empowerment women theme today, I've chosen instead to donate to the Safe House in San Francisco. And that is an organization that's been around since the late 90s. And they specifically offer homeless women support when they are going through sexual exploitation, prostitution, sex trafficking. They offer them housing. They offer them resources, attorneys, financial coaching, and they provide a safe haven for them. So I think that's really important. I know as women, we are, just how do I say this without being too politically correct? Basically, I think that we have adversities to face, right? Like a lot of marginalized communities, we have common challenges. All people do, but as women, we are, fighting a battle against gender norms, and a lot of women have suffered the consequences of that reality. So I just want to make sure that we keep it in the vein of women today and stay with the theme and support them. So if you feel so inspired, this is a local organization that provides housing for homeless women facing exploitation, prostitution, and sex trafficking. But if you feel compelled to offer money or services to another female organization, something that empowers women, supports women, all, praise to you for doing that. Here we are showing up for ourselves, whether you are a woman or not, identifying as a woman or not. And part of this Sunday service is offering up this service to others, right? So showing up and walking in the talk and doing what we can to be the change we wish to see, right? So I've talked for a while. I think we should get moving. I'd love to do, in the honor of Judith, my teacher, who taught me how to do restorative yoga and has taught countless others. I'd love to do some restorative yoga today, but first we're going to start off with a little gentle movement, get into some twisting so we can do that cleanliness of the body, maybe find some clarity in the mind, and then we rest, okay? So let's get started seated comfortably. We're making good time. That wasn't so long. Sit up nice and tall, maybe on a blanket, maybe just on your mat. You can do cross-legged or kneeling. I like cross-legged, but do what you feel is right. Start with a couple shoulder shrugs, shoulders up by the ears, roll the shoulders down and back. Roll the shoulders down and back. I'll tell you that Judith is also a local teacher. She's been living here for a few decades now, go the other direction. And I didn't find her until about 3 years ago now, but I, have subscribed a lot to her as a teacher because she has such a plethora of information to share. Circle the arms wide open overhead. I certainly admire women like that. Exhale, relax the arms by your side. I only hope to be just like her someday. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, relax. Do it again. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, relax. Let's go for the twist. Circle the arms wide up and overhead and twist to your right. Take your left hand to the outer right thigh. Right hand can prop up behind your lower back. Sit up tall. Inhale. Twist any amount. Exhale. Do it again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more cycle. Breathe in. And exhale, breathe out. Good. Come back to center. Lean back. Switch out the cross of your legs if you are cross-legged. And then now we'll just do a couple head tilts. So turn your head to the right and then center. Turn your head left and center. Go again to the right, center, to the left, and center. A little faster. Right, left, right, left, right, left, center. Drop your chin towards your chest. Center. Look up. Open the throat. Center. Again, chin to chest. Center. Open the throat. Center. A little faster. Chin to chest. Open the throat. Chin to chest. Open the throat. Chin to chest. Open the throat. And then center. Circle the arms wide up and overhead. Let's twist to the other side. So right hand now to the left outer thigh. Left hand behind you. Sit up tall. Inhale. Draw the belly in and rotate to the left. Exhale. Do it again. Sit up. Lengthen. Exhale and twist. One more cycle. By the way, there's this adage, I guess, that people say twist detoxify the body. That's not completely accurate. They stimulate circulation, which helps with excavation. Circle the arms wide up and overhead. This time we're going to open the arms wide like we're Atlas holding the globe. Feel that sense of expansion, the arms wide, heart open, lean back and look up. Exhale, draw the hands together in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment while I sneeze. Breathe in. Excuse me, breathe out. I knew it was coming. It is also going to be spring soon, so I've been sneezing a lot more. Let's come on out. I guess that's in a way its own kind of excavation, right? Come on to hands and knees. Inhale. Stick your booty out. Lengthen your spine. Cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Round your spine. Curl chin towards your chest. Do it again. Inhale. Shoulders down the back. Stick the booty out and lengthen the spine. Exhale. Push the earth away around your spine and contract it. One more time, team. Inhale. Stick the butt out and lengthen. Exhale, hollow and round and contract for cat pose. All right, come back to center. Bring your left hand to the middle of your space. Circle the right arm to the sky. Look at your right hand. Roll out the right wrist in one direction. Roll out the right wrist in the other direction. From here, bend the top arm. Hold the back of your head. Take an inhale. Open the chest to the right. Exhale, now tap right elbow to left wrist. I think we've done this before together. Let's do it again. This is so good for thoracic spine rotation. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Right elbow, left wrist. One more time, team. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, tap. Elbow to wrist. Here we go. Right arm to the sky. Open, twist to the right. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, thread. Right arm underneath the left arm. Rest into your outer right shoulder and stay. Pause. Maybe crawl your left arm out into the space in front of you. Extend your left arm straight. Maybe half bind, left hand to your sacrum only, or sneak it around for your right thigh. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Breathe in. Exhale, 2. Breathe in. Exhale, 3. Return your left hand in front of your face. Take the right arm to the sky. Open, twist, reach up. And then come on back to all fours. I'm going to turn around so you can see me a little bit better on the other side. Let's switch. Right hand to the middle of your mat. Left arm to the sky. First, look at your left hand. Circle the left wrist in one direction. And then again in the other direction. Bend your top arm. Hold the back of the head. Inhale. Open chest to the left. Exhale. Tap. Left elbow. Right wrist. Good. Do it again. Inhale. Open left. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. One more time. Inhale, open left. Exhale, elbow to wrist. This time, left arm to the sky, unravel it, open twist. And now thread the needle, left arm underneath the right arm, rest into your outer left shoulder, pause. Maybe extend the right arm out into the space in front of you. Maybe half bind, right hand to your sacrum, or sneak it around for your left thigh and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Breathe in. Breathe out, 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your time, of course. Right hand plants in front of your face. Left arm sneaks up to the sky, reach it up, and then come on back to all fours. Okay, from here, let's come into puppy pose. So make sure you have some space. Walk your arms out into the space in front of you. Stick your butt out, lengthen your spine, and melt your heart down. Let's pulse. Push into the hands, the fingers, round your back body. Exhale, melt the heart, chest, chin, or forehead to the floor. Do that twice more. Push into the fingertips, push into the hands, round your spine. Exhale, melt, belly, chest, chin, forehead down. One more time. Inhale, hollow and round it. Exhale, melt, heart to the mat. Good job. Okay, we're going to do a little zinger now, and I promise we'll have restorative yoga after this. Come on to the forearms. Tuck the toes under, forearm plank. My friends, right away, take your left forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Drop your heels to the left, circle the right arm to the sky. Listen, you can stay here or bend your top arm, hold the back of your head. Inhale, lift the hips, open the heart, just like we did. Exhale, elbow to wrist. Do it again. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. Just one more this side. Inhale, you got it. Lift the hips, open the heart. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. Take the next inhale to unravel. Right arm to the sky. Exhale, right forearm down, left forearm down, pause. Switch, right forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Heels to the right. Modified side plank, left arm to the sky. Same, bend your top arm. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. Do it again. Inhale, open left. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. One more time, team. Inhale, open left. Exhale, tap, elbow to wrist. Ooh, this time left arm to the sky. You can do it. Exhale, come down, forearm plank. Reset, forearm plank. Inhale, just one more breath. Hips as low as shoulders. Shoulders in line with hips. Exhale, hips to the mat for Sphinx pose. We did it. Untuck the toes. Press into your forearms. Press into your hands. Glide your heart forward. And then lower all the way down. Super Cobra. Come onto fingertips. Offload those wrists. Press into the fingertips. Press into the floor with your toes. And then rise up. Exhale. Come back down. Do it again. Press into the toes, the fingers, and rise up. Super Cobra. Beautiful. Exhale. Come all the way back down. Last time. Press into the toes, the fingers. Root down to rise up. Ooh, good morning. Feels so good. Exhale. Come on back down. You did it. Tabletop. All fours. That wasn't so bad, right? Maybe like 3 twists. Last one was probably the hardest. All right, let's start in child's pose. Now, if you want to just do regular old child's pose, totally fine. I've got some props here, so I'm going to use them. You can grab a big pillow, maybe a couch cushion. Those work really well. Maybe a block or a Tupperware container, maybe a book. The block is kind of like a nice to have, not a need to have. The bolster is also a nice to have, not a need to have. But if you have them, you're welcome to use them. So knees are going to be wide, toes together. If you don't like this position, you can take this exact same position on your back and just do the supine version. If you have tighter hips, you can also place a cushion or a blanket between your hamstrings and your calves. I'm here in child's pose. You can just extend your spine long. If you happen to have the props, great. Instead of extending the spine forward, go ahead and soften into the ribs, round your spine, and just gently drape yourself over the bolster. Okay, my friends, we're just going to take a few minutes to ground here. The clock just struck another minute, so I promise to guide you out when the time is up. For now, just take a moment to ground, to honor yourself, to be in this space. There is so many requests, demands, obligations that we take on in our lives. And this is the opportunity to let that all just be put to the side and tune into your own humbling experience. No pressure to be anywhere else than exactly where you are. I think sometimes we just need that reminder that it's okay to pause, to settle, to rest, to maybe take note of how you're feeling in this moment. No pressure to be anywhere else than where you are. You can maybe take note of the birds chirping outside your window, maybe the traffic passing nearby, the rise and fall of your breath, the cool breeze over your skin. The feeling of being in your body at rest. We're nearing the halfway point. I'm going to leave you alone for the last 2 minutes to enjoy this. If you have your head turned one direction and you want to turn it the other way, you can do that now and drop right back in to this present moment. I'll guide you out when the time is up. Finish out your next exhalation. No hurries. As you feel ready, you can slowly roll your way back up to seated. And if you happen to have this set up, this is going to work great. If you want, you can always elevate the bolster a little bit with more props or remove the blocks. We're just going to turn it around. So go ahead and turn away from the bolster. This is probably pretty important that I feel like sometimes gets missed, but there should be no distance between your lower back and the base of the bolster. If you're just coming to your back, that's fine too. But you're going to slowly roll onto your bolster or onto your back, and then take your feet together, knees wide, or I'm going to recommend constructive rest. So feet wide, knees touch. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm kind of tucking my chin to my chest, so that way I have nice and long length in my cervical spine before I come into a more restful shape. If it's too bright in your space and you want to cover your eyes for some reason, you're welcome to do that. Light and vision is quite a big stimulus, and so it is advisable to cover your eyes when you're doing restorative yoga so that you can really drop into your parasympathetic nervous system and rest. If neither of the feet together, knees wide, and feet wide, knees together works, you can also just simply extend your legs. This is not our final resting pose, but this is one of our resting poses. And again, we're going to be here for a few minutes. So you choose a workable, sustainable position for yourself. Relax the belly, relax the chest, relax the jaw, relax the gaze. Close your eyes. Maybe arms rest alongside the body, maybe palms face up, palms face down. I'm even going to adjust my setup a little bit so that I can have a little less height. It's a little high for me today, just where I'm at in my body. So you can always change up the position when it feels right for you. Trust your instincts, trust yourself, and relax as you are. There's a lot of talk in the wellness community about rest as a divine right. And I love this concept because our society tells us otherwise. That we need to show up, we need to perform, we need to do, act, all the things to feel worthy. And we lose sight that we are worthy enough as we are. We forget that it's important to rest as much as it is to push, to persevere, to challenge ourselves. And this advice doesn't come easy, right? It's hard to swallow when you're so trained to show up and perform. And so it feels like an indulgence sometimes to carve out a handful of minutes in your day just to slow down and to reset. So can you give yourself permission right now to rest? And now that you have that invitation, can you truly embrace it? No pressure to be anywhere else than exactly where you are. About 2 more minutes and I will guide you out when the time is up. Take one more cleansing breath. Inhale. Audible exhale. Slowly come back into your body. If your feet are wide, just walk them in towards each other. If your legs are extended, bend your knees. And if your knees are wide, just draw your knees together. We're going to roll off to one side, whichever side feels most intuitive for you. Take a moment to pause in the fetal position. And then we'll set up for our final resting pose. I'm going to show you supported Shavasana. If you want to do legs of the wall, that's another great choice. But since we have just a bolster and a block here, I'm just going to show you this really quick. So I have one block on the lowest setting. And I'm going to drape my bolster at the front edge of the block. Okay. So when I come closer to my bolster, I'm going to drape my legs over the bolster. And maybe this is a little bit too high because the block, again, is pretty thick and my bolster is pretty thick. But I'm going to scoot myself down so I have enough comfort and support. And then I'm going to lie back. So same thing, kind of roll down vertebra by vertebra. And then adjust yourself once you're down. Get comfortable. Again, this is a nice way to offload some pressure on the lumbar spine. But if you can do the same thing, if you have a sofa or a folding chair or maybe a wall available to you, and you can just throw your legs up the sofa, legs up the chair, legs up the wall. And we're going to stay here and rest. I think I've been skimping a little bit on the closeout or the cool down. So hopefully today you really indulge yourself and treat yourself to this gift. It's really only a handful of minutes to rest. Cover yourself if you're cold. Cover your eyes if it's too bright. I've got my hands in my pockets to keep my hands warm. You can kind of internally rotate your legs a little bit so you have more comfort in your legs and your lower back. And then you relax. Relax into this precious time to soften, to surrender for Shavasana. I'll guide you out when the time is up. Please know you are welcome to stay here in final surrender Shavasana for as long as you like. In restorative yoga, we often hold postures for up to 20 minutes. And so please don't let this video prevent you from really treating yourself to ample rest. But if you do feel ready to come out of it, begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, circle your wrists, your ankles. Maybe take a full body stretch, arms by your ears, toes point out into the space in front of you. And then if your legs are up the sofa or up the wall, just hug your knees into your chest. If you're on the bolster block setup, you can just kind of walk your way in a little bit closer, feet on the bolster maybe, knees into the chest, and then roll off to the side of your body that makes the most sense. Pause, reset, recalibrate. And then as you feel ready, you're going to slowly make your way back up to a comfortable seat. This is where it might feel nice to sit up on a bolster, on a blanket, on a block even, or just on your mat. And I'm going to come onto the bolster and kind of scoop my pelvis forward so I have this anterior tilt to the pelvis if you want to follow along. And remember, our theme for today is Saucha, cleanliness, clarity, purity. And we start with our space, we move into our bodies, and now we have hopefully a little bit more clarity of the mind. So go ahead and come back upright, seated position. Palms can face down, palms can face up or face each other. And remember, meditation is not about emptying the mind or completely having pure thoughts. It's more about noticing, observing your thoughts as they arise, offering yourself a reset whenever you need it. Offering yourself compassion, patience, tolerance. Showing up for yourself in this way can multiply in our efforts to serve each other. Remember, the niyamas are all about the internal ethics, the guidebook, the guidelines, the framework that we use in our yoga philosophy practice to help us along the journey of liberation, of freedom. And so even if you have adversities, challenges, hardships, you always have this path to return to. This personal inquiry to find clarity, peace, to be a little bit more focused, present, conscious of this moment and this moment and this moment. With that intention, we'll fold the palms in front of our heart space, Anjali Mudra. Take a cleansing breath together. Inhale. Audible exhale. Bow the chin to the chest, forehead to the fingertips. With so much love, respect, and deep, deep gratitude, we bow humbly and repeat. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I have thoroughly enjoyed offering you this practice, and I think it gets better for me every week. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I think we've hit our time for today. Remember, our theme of the week is Saucha. Our donation is going to the Safe Haven for Women in San Francisco. It's called a Safe House, San Francisco Safe House, but it's a haven for homeless women that are experiencing hardship. So let's give back to them if you are able to. If not, just give back in some way today. Celebrate women everywhere. Tell a stranger, happy Women's Day, happy International Women's Day. Call your mom if you're able to. Just share the love. And I'm so excited to go see my friends and peers and meet new amazing women, young and old, alums and students, and get to be in a sisterhood, get to be around women today. It's going to feel great. So hopefully you have that chance as well. Wherever you are watching this, make sure that you continue to fight back for all those facing hardship and those that are marginalized. And we'll keep at this. So we have 4 more weeks of the niyamas, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Look forward to seeing you and have a great day. Thank you. Namaste.